Welcome to OverSeasoned.
It's only going to take one take.
I actually kicked him out of the restaurant.
Why?
Gotta bitch to someone.
Gotta bitch to somebody, and I'm good to bitch to.
I thought you were from Spain.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Sí soy.
Gotcha.
Soy chorizo.
Oh, no.
You've gone into Martha Stewart land.
It's good. It's just not live.
Whatever.
Okay.
It's like a scene from Cocoon. Like the sun goes down.
You don't want to get blacklisted.
You know what, Mr. President? Is this what you want?
Nice.
Recording
We're back.
live.
We're not live.
I know, it just sounds good. It feels good.
We're recording live. It's almost like an oxymoron, I think.
It's true. Well, we are at Velvet Studios in beautiful Bogotá. If you guys were wondering, we did bring the sun with us because it was raining here a lot, and everybody was telling us, "Oh, be careful! You're coming back to Bogo, London. It's raining so much." But all we do at the OverSeasoned Podcast is bring gifts everywhere we go. We bring the sun. We bring snacks.
I think it was raining as soon as we walked into the studio, FYI.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, we've been lucky enough to be doing quite a bit of traveling and seeing and visiting. And, I find it, Tony, very difficult to explain to friends what it is that a restaurant person might like as a gift, because they always think it's got to be something super fancy, like
right.
Oh, I can't shop for you. What am I going to bring you? Like a tin of caviar?
Right.
Everybody's always
Right.
got this overwrought idea of what a restaurant person might want as a gift. And sometimes it's as simple as like a Marco Pierre white sticker if you're out in London.
I think that people would just like something, whatever specific to the place. Like we just got back from Argentina, dulce de leche. There's cans of it, jars of it everywhere. There's no excuse not be able to grab one.
It's
six,
such
and hand them out to your friends.
Thing that they don't even call it dulce de leche anymore.
DDL.
They call it DDL. It's amazing. Well, in the spirit of giving, since we are here with many friends, I figured, we have our team in the studio. We've got Raquel, who helps keep our life together. We've got Litzy, who's going to be blitzing the social media storm. We got Johan on it, right? Doing everything he can to make sure he's got good shots of us and maybe hides a little bit of my extra pork roll. Yeah. So I have a little gift bag here, Tony. And, for our friends in Manila,
big gift bag.
Christmas officially started 2 days ago.
That's true.
October 1st.
That's true.
So let's...
Maybe even September 1st.
Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely. So I got a little goodie bag, and here's some things that I thought would be great gifts.
Well, you brought me that olive oil from Greece. That is a perfect gift.
Yeah.
Right? Olive oil from Greece. Awesome.
What are some other kind of
that you worked on yourself.
Squoze.
You squoze those grapes.
Yes.
Grapes.
Harvested.
Those olives yourself.
And pressed.
Makes it special.
It does make it special. I agree. Yes. So, before I dive into the gift bag of goodies, because listen, I know we've got a big restaurant contingent that listens to what we do here on the OverSeasoned network. But then there's the friends of the restaurants and the restaurant, let's say the restaurant peripherals, the restaurant adjacents that listen in. And I think we should do them a favor and give them some ideas, right, on things to get for your restaurant friends. So there's some obvious ones. Par example, you're in Turkey, a little saffron, right? A little thing of saffron.
I wouldn't have even thought of that, but you must have seen it.
Yes,
around.
and I thought that's a really good gift for somebody, right?
Do you think that there's a lot of saffron that's not real saffron?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you got to be discerning also.
Do you? Do you?
Speaking of saffron.
Yeah.
I remember reading somewhere, listening to a podcast or something, where the Iranian saffron or saffron from that part of the world was actually better quality. But the Spaniards came up with the grading system for saffron that's graded by color and not flavor.
Interesting.
So that they could be on top, because that varietal of crocus had the ultra bright orange, whatever, however it's graded.
Interesting. So the Spaniards may not have the best saffron. Is that what you're saying?
Potentially not.
Is there a market out there for bootleg, off the dock? Because I don't think we're allowed to buy a single thing from Iran.
I don't know if it was like the variety that grows in Iran or Turkish or,
Okay. But so
I feel like you can. I'm not sure.
No. So check it out. My cousin is in the Basque Country and is an engineer. They do like specialized parts for like trucks and for all kinds of logistical pieces that are like unique to, boats and trucks and things that do heavy lifts, right? They do like these specialized parts. So he told me one time they had a contract with like an American, like one of these American freight companies, whether it's DHL or whatever, and they do like specialized parts for them. It's a small team, like 10 people. And so they hosted like a company that was building a railway or like a railroad something from Iran. There aren't these rules in in Spain against like, there's no embargoes and stuff, right? So he said that they had these people in and they were all excited because they were about to win this huge contract for pieces that were like Iranian, whatever, or Persian. A lot of my Persian friends say, well, I'm Persian. You're not hiding anything, pal. But anyway, so the reason I bring this up is because my cousin was like, yeah, I was all excited because we had this huge contract and it meant we would have like another line of work and we could all potentially get raises. But as soon as we were about to sign the contract, like these government officials showed up.
With pockets full of saffron? Where are we going with this?
Well, I just thought it was really interesting that like an American security, these guys with like Ray-Bans and like shitty polos showed up and were like, you guys, they literally threatened them and said, if you guys work with Iran, then we're going to pull our contracts. You'll no longer be allowed to
Okay, so
work
maybe you
with the
can't get
US.
saffron from Iran. But there's something that so you're kind of obfuscate the fact that the Spanish have cornered the market without...
I'm not saying that the Spaniards aren't sneakies. I'm not saying that they are...
Did you bring me some saffron?
I didn't.
No.
I didn't.
No.
You know why?
Why?
Because I was under the impression that the Spanish saffron was the best one.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a waste.
You know what?
What am I bringing? Bootleg saffron? But then I should have known.
I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the flavor of saffron.
Listen, to me, it's kind of bitter.
Yeah. Well, there's the kind of tendency like, oh, this is special. You want to use it more like truffle, right? You want to taste it, but you kind of don't.
Right. It should be aromatic, like a truffle.
Right.
It should be aromatic and not flavor.
Right.
Right. So listen, man. By the way, I can't wait.
Because I could easily make a paella without saffron.
Listen, you know what's really interesting is, so there's this thing in Valencia, which is where the paella was invented, right? Or it's where the dish originates from, and they have this really protective kind of thing going on with paella lately. Like you see a lot of
like protective of the recipe
of how it's made. Like the big
Certain
things right
rice.
now are, which is, listen to this.
Listening.
First things first is paella should never have chorizo in it.
What? That's what they say?
That's what they
What?
say. That's what they say.
I mean, how do you feel about that?
Well, here's the thing. My dad always made it with chorizo and peas.
Sure, I get that.
So supposedly those are like, it's like throwing pineapple on a pizza.
No, it's not.
In Napoli. Dude, I'm telling you.
That's some kind of purist thing that, come on. It's not like...
What just happened to us with our chef friends in Argentina? What just happened?
Chimichurri?
Well...
Right, but come on, you can't tell me that it's an American invention like General Chow's chicken or something like that.
That what is an American invention? That the paella?
No, but with that... oh, must be a Spanish dish, must have chorizo in it.
Is
You're telling me you go to Spain, they don't have chorizo in their paella?
No.
They don't?
They don't.
Doesn't exist?
Doesn't exist. Isn't this mind-blowing?
This is kind of mind-blowing.
Guess what?
What?
No peas either. Wow. Isn't that fucked up?
So is it like they stick with the traditional snails and rabbits?
Well, right. So the idea is that you do a stock, you sear off some chicken or whatever. Oh, also, another wild fact. And I want to go to Valencia with you so we can test this out. We're going to have to do OverSeasoned TV Spain. We have to. Mm-hmm. And the first stop, is the Basque Country. We're going to go eat Anyway, but we'll save that for the future. But listen, the Valencians, they're very specific and they're very proud. And this is their regional dish.
Sure.
Right? This is what they've offered.
I get that in some areas it might be specific. I totally understand that. Like that's not the way we do Valencian paella.
But paella is their dish.
Is that where all the vineyards are?
Well, there's definitely vineyards out there for sure.
I know they're there, but there are vineyards elsewhere. It was like a vineyard dish, right?
Well, so the thing is that depending on the vineyard that you visit, they will certainly make a version of paella that has like the things that you find in the area there.
Like, get in the grubs off of we collected all these things to all these pests.
Right,
for the vines. Let's cook them and eat
snails.
Snails and rabbits and
yes,
grasshoppers.
Oh my, right? But as far as I understand it, chorizo is never supposed to show up to the party, and neither is peas. Neither are peas. Huh. And the other thing is, Tone, it gets me wondering if saffron even ever was supposed to show up on a paella.
We'll have to research that. I don't really think that the chorizo is a big element of the paella.
Okay.
It's more like a flavoring base. I wouldn't use a lot. If I'm making a big batch of I have one of those big paella pans for sort of 10 to 12, whatever it does.
Yeah, I mean, they're great.
I would use like half of those U-shaped chorizos
that's
for that whole
pan.
thing.
The pan is the paella.
Sure.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
But I'm saying
right.
That's the name of it, is the pan.
Right.
Right?
It could be sloppy Joe mix. It's paella if it's in the pan.
Uh-oh. Britannica is about to get fucked up.
X is searching his phone for some.
Because the Encyclopedia Britannica says it's rice, tomatoes, saffron, and stock simmered together with meats and seafood mixed in. And the dish is garnished with peas, pimientos, and other vegetables.
There you go. See, I think what's going on here, just from, researching these things in this way, is it's probably like the Valencia paella. They're claiming that this is a Valencia paella. That has no chorizo and no peas, but it does have chicken.
Okay, so according to this,
rabbit?
The original recipe, and this is in Spanish, so there's only so much that you can, So it says, se cree que es la receta original. They think it's the original version. Y consta de arroz valenciano, so bomba rice, right? Olive oil, conejo, rabbit, pollo.
Rabbit and chicken.
Huh. Azafran, tomato, and some sort of green judía, like a lima bean.
Oh, so they're okay.
So it's not peas.
Okay, it's not peas, but it is some kind of green pea.
Yes.
Got it.
But saffron does make it in.
Sure, but I could see how you don't have these fava beans everywhere. You use peas. That makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, maybe not in a purist sense.
Dude, my dad used to go wild. So I don't know what it was about the 80s, but it was like a big thing to over hard boil an egg and just garnish shit with it. Yo, my dude, you look at all these old cookbooks from the 70s and 80s.
You need to have that dark ring around the yolk. You mean?
Yes, the dark ring around the yolk, which just make its way throughout the entire cookbook.
It's just Easter.
An overcooked egg, sliced in half, right in the middle of whatever you're serving. It could be a Jello bowl. It could, you know what I mean? And then the curly parsley, and then 3 black olives.
Right.
The 3 black olives are are today's version of 3 amaranth flowers.
Out of a can. Yeah, the 3 canned black olives. I used to love those when I was a kid.
You did? I do too. I love them now.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love them now. All right, so gifts that we would love: spices, little treats.
Saffron from Turkey would be fantastic.
In Turkey, I can't say what it is. We'll just have to save it for a future episode.
What do you mean?
But it was a great friend, Ronnie Sanders' birthday a few days ago, and knowing I wouldn't see him till after because we have all this travel set up and whatnot. I bought him one of his favorite things from Turkey. I bought him
a food item.
A food item,
Like those candies, the Turkish delights. Man, I love those.
Love
those.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the little walnut in there.
Are you serious, Tony?
I love them.
I'm so sorry. I would have got you some
I don't
too.
like when they get so. This is what you got. Yeah, I don't like when they get a little bit too rose flower watery. But
he loves, dude. I think they're okay.
The rose flower part,
all of them,
right?
I think they're like a good snacky snack couple here and there.
I love them.
Really?
Yes, they're my favorite.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, you still have them, right? You can give them to me.
I mean, is this a showdown? Are we?
We'll see who gets them.
All right, we'll see who gets them. I think what we'll have to do, because they're cryovac. So what was really cool is we found this place. I found a specific Turkish delight gift shop. And, they do all these mixed versions of Turkish delight. So some might be with hazelnut, some with pistachio.
Big,
yep. They had a really cool one that was almost like a nougatine. It was like a marshmallowy flavor.
Sure.
With hazelnut all through the center, and then it was dipped in chocolate. And what they'll do is they'll make these long ones, right? They make long... imagine you're making a huge braid,
sure,
right? And then what they'll usually do is chop them, and then they'll arrange them in these mixed platters, right? But the guy was like, "Hey, I'm my friend. I didn't realize you did love them too, Tony." But
yeah, I like those Arabic sweets. They do a good
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. See, they're too floral for me. They're overpowering. They're a little.
That's what the rose one. Those ones kind of get me. But orange blossom, I like that.
Funny enough, they talked me out. So I was gonna get Ronnie a bunch of the orange.
You got talked out of the charcuterie the other day. Now you're getting talked out of.
I know.
Were you trying to get too much?
No. So. Allow me to finish. So,
I'm sorry.
So I was gonna get him a bunch of because they're so colorful and beautiful. They had ones I hadn't seen before. So they had the orange and the rose, and they look beautiful. They're dusted and all. But then they had hibiscus flowers. So it was this beautiful, vibrant purple. And then they also had kiwi or something. So it was green.
Kiwi.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I was give me a bunch of these, thinking that they're easy to pop and all that. And he's like, does your friend like food? And I was like, my friend loves food. You should see how much he loves food, right? And he's like, this is not what we eat. This is what we sell to the tourists.
How did he have you picked out?
I don't know.
Huh.
Because he was trying to give me samples and shit. I'm like, it's not for me, it's for a friend. Right? And because I don't like that. I don't like it that much. I think it's good, but it's not I never have to have a Turkish delight
You'll be fine.
ever again in my life. But if you take beef jerky away, we have a problem.
So
anyway,
you're not a sweets guy.
No. I like sweets. I like chocolate.
Right.
I like coffee flavored things. I like bright, acidic things. I love lemon candies.
Was there that much chocolate in Turkey?
No, there wasn't. But
right.
So he's like, follow me, my friend, and he brings me over to his favorite stock, and he's like, look, you can buy one of those tins, and I make them myself. I chop them up, and I do these sample bins. He's like, but all the tourists like these rose ones and the orange ones and the lemon ones. They're pretty. He's like, but this is what we eat, and he opens up this other portion of the store, and it's boom, and they're not
also
colorful.
4 times as much.
Well, they're not colorful, right? They're pistachio dusted, they're hazelnut dusted, they're chocolate dipped. Some of them have the actual rose petal flowers on them. But so what I ended up doing was getting a tin, and he's like, if your friend is like anything like me and he loves food, I'm going to give you the whole rolls. And so he gave me the freshly made rolls, stuck them together, cryovac them, and he said, once you pop this, you're doing fresh slices. He's like, it's essentially as if I was slicing it fresh for you. Huh. He's like, it's not going to look so pretty. No, it's all by weight. Everything's by weight. So he just weighed the thing. He's like, it's not going to look as pretty because when you open it, it's not going to have all this
It's not gonna be
cross-cut diagram. But it is, this is how I would want it. So anyway, so yes, Turkish delight. And if I'm going to have to beat,
next time.
I'm going to have to beat the episode coming out to deliver this for the birthday gift.
So Turkish delights, saffron from Turkey. Those are great gifts. Greece, olive oil, beautiful.
Yes.
What other kind of things did you see?
Well, dude, everybody says, and I think I probably experienced. Everybody says that Greek mountain oregano. There's nothing better.
That. Yeah.
There's nothing better. And so
maybe some kind of crazy capers. We had some caper leaves. Pickled caper leaves on a dish the other day.
They were cool.
That was interesting.
They were very cool and beautiful looking.
I just never had seen them before.
Me neither.
So you don't really need to be capers, but caper leaves, that might be something cool.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Hard to find. In the States.
So Raquel knew that I was going to be in Spain. Where is Raquel? Is she back there? Where's Raquel? Is she? Oh.
A la casa.
Oh. Okay, cool. So Raquel said, hey, you're going to Spain? There's only one thing I want. So.
Turrones.
So Raquel, just so you know, we love you so much. This is what happens when you do good job, Litzy. There is. So here's a cool one, Tony, that I thought you might like now hearing how much you enjoy.
Look at you. He's like Santa Claus over here.
So these are flour candies.
Cool.
Made in Madrid.
Okay.
Let's see what you think.
Okay.
This is for you.
Thank you. Looks like a bar of soap. Oh, it's a little box.
Just in case you keep on talking all that chef shit, you can wash your mouth out with a little bit of soap. All right. And then, Raquel, I found this cool old shop. Where the fuck are they? There they are. I think.
He ate them.
Here they are. Okay, so Raquel. So turrón, right? I think turrón, I think old people. But, Raquel loves it. So, from Casa Mira, so turrón, I guess people just love sweets in general.
Sure.
And then everybody has their regional
sweets. It's also
sweets.
easy to pack and take. You know what I mean?
It's easy to pack and take. This is the Christmas treat.
It's a nice gift.
Yes. So, from Carrera San Jerónimo, Casa Mira, an old school turrón blando de calidad premia. Turrón is like a almond. It's kind of like the Spanish version of a Turkish delight, I guess. Would you say? It's crunchy.
Something.
Do you like turrón?
Yeah, sure.
See, I don't like it when things get stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I like it. I'll eat a couple. But anyway, after I talked all this shit on turrón.
Do you have some? Did you try it?
There's actually a little piece in there. We'll try some.
Cool.
But Raquel, this is for you.
Olive ever brought. I brought her some Tide pens, and I didn't get that kind of reaction.
Yeah, I brought her some Tide pens too. But yeah, so you have two different kinds here. Okay, you can have them at Christmas or tonight, and unfortunately now your family knows about it. You can have them at
Christmas or tonight.
Yes, that's it. That's it. All right, so those are two. Okay, and Tony, I think. Speaking of which, the little old lady who sold me this said, okay, you can choose whichever one you want to have some right now. And I'm like, lady, you're very sweet, but I want you to understand, not only are we crazy Americans because we, just walk around in shorts all day and, cause traffic and problems for you guys. But
Cargo
I also
shorts.
do something wild that you guys probably think is crazy too. I don't eat lunch or breakfast, and there's no goddamn way I'm breaking my fast
For a sweet.
for a turrón, you crazy lady. But what I will do,
But she gave it to you anyway for later.
well, and then I said, oh, I'm so sorry.
So these
I'm
are
not-
all from Spain.
So this is all from Spain.
Where
So
in Spain?
This is the most classic turrón. Honestly, I don't know, and I should do a little. Look at that.
That looks blue. Yeah, that looks amazing.
So anyway,
We'll have it after dinner.
this is very classic turrón, and you can see it's like almonds, almendras, and they're probably Marcona almonds that are like wrapped in nougat. Mm-hmm. They're nice and crunchy. They are chewy. I mean, it's a treat for later. Okay. Plus, as soon as we bite into this, then we're committed to, whoops. Good thing there's not a dog in here. So this is the kind of gift I would want. If there's anybody out there who ever wants to buy me a gift. So, let's start from the top.
Is it beef jerky?
Might as well be. So, we had a chance to go to this incredible charcuterie shop in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that one. That looked fantastic.
So just for that person you really care about, for that person you love, for that
What do you
person.
think it's like traveling with chocolates or over, right? How do you...
I was gonna say, for that person you're willing to risk a fine
strip search
from
for,
the FDA for, or that a strip search, or some sort of ban list, because I've never crossed the American border with Spanish meat products,
Never.
but I figured, what's the worst that could happen in Colombia? It's not like, I don't think they're quite worried about what you're smuggling into this place, right? So anyway, look at this. This is fucking beautiful. Okay, so in this charcuterie shop, this madman, Cesar Wilson, the guy who makes some of the most beautiful charcuterie
Tell
I've
me
ever
the Willie
seen.
story. That was hilarious. What was it?
So when I was talking to him, I'm like, so Cesar, I kept on calling him Cesar, and he's like, my name, everybody actually calls me Willie. And I'm like, oh, Willie, why Willie? And he's like, well, my name's Cesar Wilson, and growing up, all my friends used to call me Willie. And I'm like, oh, fine, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, so when I came into the restaurant and I opened up the charcuterie shop, I told everybody, call me Willie. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, it's very normal for me. Everybody call me Willie. It's a normal name. It's a normal Argentinian name. And everybody's like, all the Argentinian workers there are like, I've never met a fucking Willie in my life. It's not a normal Argentinian name. And he's like, well, we're going to make it normal. And they thought it was so funny that he was so proud and rigid on the fact that Willie's a normal name, that now everybody in the restaurant is Willie. They wanted to normalize it. So when you're in the kitchen, you go, hey, Willie, and everybody looks up. And then,
It's like chef these days.
yes.
Everyone's chef.
Willie has become
Willie
their
is
chef.
way better. I would rather call everybody Willie than chef.
Dude, it was so funny.
It makes way more sense.
So I'm like, you're fucking with me. And he's like, no, everybody goes by Willie now. And I'm like,
Everybody goes by Willie.
everybody goes by Willie. So I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, watch this. Willie. And like 3 people look up. It was fucking awesome. So anyway, Willie makes these beautiful charcuteries,
Really,
right?
like the foot. It's
Look at this.
I got to go back.
These are pig tongues that have been cured for over a year.
Cured for over a year?
Yes.
Or
No, he said what makes charcuterie special, and in his case, like he had all kinds of beautiful stuff. But he said most of what they have in there is almost as old as the restaurant. Like we tried a brajola that was 2 years old, older than the actual, like they had cured it before they even opened.
Before the business plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a food scientist. So his family is like in refrigeration and all this stuff. And he's a food scientist by trade. So when he started this, he kind of came from it.
I trust him.
Dude. So anyway, look at that. That's pistachio. Inside,
it's hard to kind of
pork
see,
tongues.
but it's very, very layered and precise. It's not just all kind of mashed together in a tureen.
So we got that. I would love that as a gift. Then we got squid ink salami. Look at that.
Wow. Look at that fat.
Isn't that beautiful? It looks like a high-end table in like an art gallery.
Marbly.
It's beautiful. And lastly, something I'd never had before, which is called lonza. So it's the loin, but with the lardo
It's like
still
a lardo
intact
loin
on the top.
combo.
It's beautiful. And anyway, if I received this as a gift, I'd think that
So if you have any friends looking to smuggle you gifts from
Yes.
Buenos Aires.
or anywhere. I'll take
Right.
a meat from anywhere. All right. And then one of the sales guys for Over Easy Office, we have an office here in Bogotá for Over Easy. He was kind enough to bring us a gift. And I thought this was a really unique one. I don't think we can hold off. We need to try this now. Okay.
Cool.
So what he got us is, it's called pedos de monja, which translates literally to nun farts.
I like especially that it's translated right on the package for you. So
It's got a little cute turd on it. On the logo is a smiling turd. It made its way in, Tony.
every episode. Okay.
So it's got a little turd on it, as you can see. And of course, if I'm going to eat a little chocolate turd, I want to know that it's hecho a mano. That this thing is made by hand. So in honor.
Why do you think we're going to have to do a little research for some background on to why these are specifically called what they're called?
Well, I don't know. But I'd like you to try. Actually, you know what?
It's way more appetizing as an American to say, hey, would you like a pedo de monja? Moña?
Oh, pedo de monja.
You don't know. It's kind of like croton de Chevignon.
What's a croton de Chevignon?
The cheese, the goat cheese.
Uh-huh. Oh.
But it translates to goat shit because it looks like a little
Which is this one?
croton de Chevignon.
Croton de Chevignon.
You know, the
I've
goat
never had
cheese-
that.
Yes, you have.
Is it super funky?
No, it's just the shape. So the goat cheese you see that's usually sliced has a little bit of blue around, and it's usually on top of a salad.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know that.
See? You're
See,
never going to look at it
on
the
the
same
Cisco
again.
invoice. On the Cisco invoice, it just says like goat cheese log 1 point or
There's logs too, but the little aged crotons.
Got it. Well, guess what? Speaking of logs, let's have our first
It's
nun
just chocolate.
fart. Oh, it's just like a
So it's like a little
bonbon.
Yeah.
Or like a
tradicionales.
it's traditional. Mm-hmm. So where are these from?
Chocolate con leche. Smell chocolate.
Milk chocolate con leche.
I think these nuns need to
Get their
dress it up a little bit.
Oh, really? Do you guys like these? My Colombiano friends? Do we like this? Yeah.
Is that all the gifts? Are there more gifts? So would you bring these back to somebody from Colombia? I would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would too.
That's a fun one.
Oh, there's more. So,
When you were in Portugal recently, also on your world travels, did you have the little pastilles de nata?
they're so good.
So good.
They're fantastic.
They're so fucking good.
They really are.
You can't stop. They're just the right size too, where you
know
eat
what it
two
is?
or three.
It's a portable creme brulee.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah. The texture, the crispy, the
creaminess.
combination.
It's actually like, so we had facturas in Argentina, which is essentially any pastry. We didn't know this, but any pastry. And they're like that. What are they called? De nata? Something.
Pastels de nata.
Pastel de nata. Fantastic.
That's another good gifting thing. What's very obvious because it's everywhere.
And then the other big one. So obviously we're armed and ready with many of these. Are alfajores. Look at you guys. Just the mention of dulce de leche, and any Latino just starts to salivate.
Especially.
Or Latina. Look at you guys, all of you. What do you think?
We brought one. So
what do you think? I'm
going
to share this with you?
All up.
You think
Just
I'm going to
one.
share this
One pack.
with you? I know. Yeah. She's like, hell yeah. But so, I didn't realize, so alfajores is like a big thing in Argentina. Alfajores.
Huge.
It's essentially, and those, listen, the Argentinians take a lot of things seriously, but I've never seen any country take dulce de leche to the extreme that they do.
It's a lot. It's everywhere.
Holy crap.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And so anyway, we've got...
I guess you have to do something with all that cow milk.
I guess so. Yeah, because condensed milk
Right.
that's cooked in the can, right? How does that work?
Yeah, they cook it right in the can.
So...
I'm sure there's some kind of industrial way they can do it now. But you can cook like number 10 cans of that stuff, like in a steam kettle.
That's what I've seen. I've seen people do that. So, okay, so here what we've got. We've got a classic alfajor de chocolate from Bodega Amparo, my friends. We will share this in just a moment with you. We have Juolis Alfajor Intenso Negro.
We saw some sugar-free ones, which I was kind of, how do they do that?
Yeah,
But we didn't get
who
that.
knows?
Don't worry.
So this
There's
one's
no bombs in there.
dulce de leche, which is caramel, essentially, really thick. No, it's not caramel, is
I
it?
mean, that's its, yeah. Caramelized.
Caramelized condensed milk.
Yeah. I mean, it's caramel.
It's caramel.
Yeah.
But it's not caramel, though.
Just go with it. It's
All right,
caramel.
it's caramel. So this is caramel, but it's thicker, would you say?
No.
Okay. So essentially, and you guys can see this,
I would say it's almost more supple.
it's two crispy cookies, like little. It's, imagine an Oreo cookie, but instead of a chocolate cookie, it's like a vanilla cookie.
I think Oreos are Greek cookies too. Did you see those a lot in Greece?
I love.
Doesn't Oreo mean mountain in Greek? I think they used to be shaped like mountains. Yeah, that's originally what they were.
So this is what Poseidon eats, is Oreos?
Perhaps. Huh. What do you bring back from Colombia to people? Coffee. Coffee is the thing. Yes.
Listen, it's all about the C's in Colombia.
Do you ever
It's
bring
coffee,
things
it's
from
chocolate.
the States to, what are your Spanish family like from the States, if anything? Or is it like, no, we don't touch anything outside of our borders?
What does a Spain? Oh, hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Okay.
My cousin Mikel actually once told me, he's like, he's in the Basque Country, and essentially in the Basque Country, you eat like fresh fish and steak and cheese and
Potatoes.
yeah, tortilla patatas, stuff like that. It's a very like standard menu, which I start to realize in most parts of the world, you're eating the same stuff over and over again, just different locale. Mm-hmm. But I remember one time I was like, yo, so what are you into? What's your latest obsession? What kind of stuff are you making? And he's like, bro, I discovered Mexican food. And I was like, really? And he's telling me how much he loved Mexican food. And I was like, so how do you make it? Because he's like, well, essentially, all we can do is do like cumin, salt, pepper, and lime. That's like as deep as it gets here. And then I told him.
Because they don't have the other stuff, or they don't like
because
cilantro?
McCormick doesn't distribute.
For a reason. They would if, I'm sure they've tried.
I'm sure they will now that they hear this podcast and they're going to sponsor us. But they, so I told my cousin about fajita spice and the ground taco seasoning, the beef seasoning and all that stuff.
Like the pack you buy at the grocery store?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you brought him some?
That's what he wants now.
Nice.
Every time. He's like, dude, he's like, it's got
specialty ingredients from America.
Yes. He's like,
taco seasoning packets.
And Chipotle Tabasco.
Okay.
That's what he wants.
Come well armed with some of that.
That's what he wants. You want to blow some Basque person's socks off? That's what you bring. And so anyway, alfajores. So I think in summary, if you want to bring gifts,
condiments are great. Obviously,
yes, they are. And they last.
I go through the South Korean airport on my way to Manila a lot, and I'll always get those little packets of like little toothpaste packets of the
gochujang.
Yeah.
Who do you gift those to?
I don't gift them.
So you gift them to yourself.
Yeah. But if you want one,
maybe we'll have to do a little trade.
I'll make it with dinner for people so they get to experience. It's hard kind of New York because you kind of get a little bit of everything anyway, but you want to take a little bit something back from the place, and they sell that right in the airport.
Right.
But one guy said, you got to be careful because one of the people helping me said this one has beef in it for some reason, which I thought was really odd.
Beef in the gochujang paste?
Yeah.
That sounds...
So
sounds like the one you should gift me.
On the picture, had a beef on it, like a cow on it. He's like, no, you want this one that doesn't have the cow on it. Isn't that weird?
Oh, maybe because...
It wasn't for beef.
Because he doesn't want you to smuggle animal product across
I think he was like
lines.
very
you
clear
should never
that
do
I was
that.
an American that wanted hot sauce.
You should never smuggle meat product
never.
across international lines.
Don't have a super...
You could get in trouble for that. And what's funny is I was actually trying to get Johan to smuggle it. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna order some because we were gonna podcast in Buenos Aires, so we're like packing up, and I'm like, I had to meet you down at the podcast studio, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get it all sliced up, and I'll why don't you grab it and pack it in?" He's like, "I'll put it in the fridge. And why don't you?" I'm like, "No, you can pack it. You can pack it. You're going home. You're going back to Colombia."
You trusted him with
a strange man in a strange place.
You trusted him to give it back to you after he made it across?
No. No. But I looked in the fridge and it was sitting there and I'm like...
Good thing you looked.
Yeah. So, anyway.
What's something you bring back from Manila?
From Manila? Gout? No.
Mangoes, brother.
Yeah, dried mangoes.
I stock up on dried mangoes for 6 months every trip. I know when it's time to go back because I'm running low on mangoes.
Okay.
But I'm kind of like leaning away from the ones with sugar in them.
If I were going to pack anything from the Philippines, see, actually, usually I'll...
And
Yes.
And...
Pina colada. Yeah, pina colada.
Spicy coconut vinegar.
It's so good.
Man.
I actually want some. I got addicted to the spicy I need some.
You can get it off Amazon too.
I know.
I've done that. But
I know. It just doesn't have the same...
I know. Je ne sais quoi.
Well, on that je ne sais quoi note, it's been a pleasure talking about gifts. You know that you can always
send us
bring me meat.
Yep.
You can always smuggle bring almost anybody else a candy of some sort. We all love the spices. And if you're kind to us, reach out and maybe we'll gift you a bag of Colombia's finest while we're here in Bogotá. We'll get you something natural or honey.
Honey.
Yeah. But have a great day, Tony. Have a safe trip tonight.
Thank you very much. I'm flying back tonight. We're going to get a little dinner. We're going to have something. I'm not sure yet. We'll probably change our minds 3 times on the way to wherever we're going.
And then we'll have some turrón.
I'm sure you'll hear about it.
And I will definitely be eating some charcuterie at some point in the next few days.
Right on. Enjoy.
OverSeasoned Podcast was brought to you by Over Easy Office, outsourced bookkeeping solution.